This episode of the Young Turks is brought to you by WestHost, offering premium web hosting since 1998. Go to westhost.com/TYT for 25% off. WestHost! WestHost, WestHost! We're going to talk about Chris Christie. He's the governor of New Jersey, but he's not the one doing something absurd. He did something perfectly normal. It is the right-wing reaction to him that is unbelievable. Again, I continue to be shocked. I shouldn't be after all this time, but the level of hatred here is unbelievable and overwhelming. And this time it's directed towards Muslims. Chris Christie did something very benign. He appointed Sohail Mohammed, a judge, to a court in Passaic County. Now, as you can tell, Sohail Mohammed is Muslim, right? And so that is one of the charges against him by the right wing. I didn't realize that was something that made you guilty, but I must not be following the right wing closely enough. Second of all, they say he defended terrorists. Now, as Christie knows, because he was the prosecutor at the time, Mohammed did no such thing. What he did was he defended people who were detained in the panic after 9/11. A lot of Muslims were detained. Do you know how many of them turned out to be terrorists, of the ones that Mohammed represented? 0. Not one. Some of them were detained for months. Why? They were Muslim. And they thought maybe there was some loose connection to someone else, but they were wrong. In our country, they get lawyers. They defend themselves, and it turns out it's a good thing because they were all innocent. The ones that Mohammed defended, none of them were terrorists. Now, Mohammed actually is a guy who has been working with law enforcement for a long time. He lectures to the FBI, does training sessions for them. He brings in cops and prosecutors into local mosques to have them help the community and the community help them, okay? This is the guy they're complaining about. And he has also helped arrange a law enforcement job fair at a Patterson mosque in which young Muslims were encouraged to apply for jobs with law enforcement agencies. He couldn't be more pro-law enforcement, more pro-prosecution, etc., except to defend the people who are innocent. There's not a more logical guy to put in as a judge in Passaic County. What happened? Right wing goes ballistic. Let me give you some of the unbelievable quotes. Blogger Daniel Greenfeld titles his post, quote, "Governor Christie's dirty Islamist ties." He says, quote, "New Jersey, the Garden State, has just taken its first step toward becoming the Sharia State." One judge in Passaic County and New Jersey's become a Sharia State. He's not going to... I'm not going to bother defending it, like as if he's going to do Sharia law from Passaic. He says he's criticizing Christie for being, quote, "willing to stand up to the teachers union, but not the terrorist union." Here is Pamela Geller, well known as they call her, hate blogger, and Think Progress put together a great list here. And we've interviewed Pamela Geller. I know exactly what she's about, and you'll see in a second. Her title of her post is "Governor Christie's Hamas pick for superior judgeship." He's a Hamas pick. She says, quote, "Governor Christie looked and sounded like he could be presidential. He's not. He's in bed with the enemy. All the other stuff doesn't matter if you don't have your freedom." Now, all Muslims are the enemy. No matter how much they work with law enforcement, no matter how much they work to build ties between law enforcement and local Muslim community, they're all the enemy. There's nothing you can do to prove your innocence if you're Muslim, according to these right-wing bloggers. We continue. From Commentary Magazine, Jonathan Tobin wrote, "The appointment of Sohail Mohammed to the court shows that his judgment on the issue of support for terrorism is highly questionable." How is it supporting terrorism to put this guy... All right. Number 4, Investigative Project on Terrorism warned Christie's appointment of an Islamist to a judgeship and that it, quote, "betrays either naivete or calculation. Either is troubling." Understand the absurdity of that. Either Christie is naive and, oh my God, doesn't realize all Muslims are terrorists, or it's part of a calculation. And the Republican governor of New Jersey, who the right-wing bloggers loved a minute ago, is part of the calculation for New Jersey to be taken over by the enemy in Sharia law. I wonder how they captured Chris Christie. These people are lunatics. Last one. Powerline, which is one of the bigger conservative blogs, says the attorney's name is Mohammed, first name Sohail. Sohail Mohammed. Does it get any clearer than that? They're saying Look at his name. Guilty. He's Muslim. These people don't understand anything about the United States of America. They think it's a country built on prejudice to support whatever religion or ethnicity or nationality or ideology they have, and that if you're not part of that, you don't belong. If you're Muslim, you're the enemy. That betrays the whole idea of America. These people are sick, they're grotesque, they're radical, and gee, I wonder why people have this festering hatred for Muslims in this country and where bigotry comes from. I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from the right wing. It comes from right here, all the things that I have quoted to you, based on zero evidence. So, we did Beck, and his cabal of the intelligent minority and how the Jews are controlling the world. Now we see how the Muslims are taking over. When they came for the Jews, what did you do? When they came for the Muslims, what did you do? When they came for the Latinos, what did you do? When they came for the gays, what did you do? And when they come for you, who's going to be left? Where have I heard that before? Look, and again, to be extraordinarily careful, I'm not telling you to take matters into your own hands like they are, okay? I'm saying be aware of what's going on, fight back ideologically, and for the love of God, pick representatives who are actually going to represent you and fight back against this instead of constantly bowing their heads to this kind of bigotry and nonsense. And WestHost offers web hosting for 19 cents a day. You can't get cheaper. That's
right.
ridiculous. You could do web host transfers. Like you got a website, transfer.
For free. You have 24/7 support.
60-day money-back guarantee. Well, then you literally can't lose. 25% off if you go to westhost.com/TYT.
You know what I think about that? I think WestHost.
WestHost.